All right, a pleasant good morning to you, and welcome to Night Moves here for Tuesday, February 24th, as we get rolling here with a nice NBA card and also some great college basketball action on Tuesday night. Let's get back to the action after a slow Monday that included a big game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Detroit Pistons, who brought you home the winner here on Night Move yesterday in that one with the total to go under there, but it was the uh, San Antonio Spurs putting their stamp on their drive for an NBA championship with a win, 114 to 103. They got the win there as about a 1.5 point dog when that one actually went off. So, yeah, the Spurs maybe have the number of the Thunder, and then maybe they have the number of the Eastern leaders as well. With San Antonio looking pretty strong here this season, all of a sudden, kind of getting everybody's attention there yesterday with that road win against Detroit. Hey, thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. We're going to have a good sports betting week and also get ready for this weekend's action as well as we get back to action in the NHL on Wednesday. And also there'll be, I think there is going to be UFC action in Mexico City on Saturday. We'll see. They did say all systems are go and should be business as usual, was the instruction given to the UFC as they go down to Mexico City. It's been a bit of a chaotic weekend there. Everybody gets all up in arms. I don't know. We've had violence in this country before too, but anyway, they'll hopefully have that card here this Saturday night with flyweight battle between Tijuana's own Brandon Moreno against Loner Kavanaugh from London, England. It's a top 15 contenders battle on Saturday night with the UFC heading to Mexico City. But just a little bit of an aside there because of the events going on in Mexico here this week. And man, I was bummed that the U.S. women's national hockey team turned down an invitation to go to the White House and be in the audience for the State of the Union address on Tuesday. I just spent several minutes making some Kalshi bets on what the president might say at the State of the Union address, but he won't be introducing the gold medal women's hockey team. The men are going back to work, but some of the women also are on a break from their leagues. So there wasn't more to that, a little more to that story. Than just going, but still, when you get a chance to take a bow in front of the entire country, imagine sitting in the chamber there and being introduced to the world and getting a standing ovation, a bipartisan standing ovation from every member uh, uh, on Tuesday night would have been incredible. And I can't believe they turned down that kind of opportunity to get that standing ovation in front of the world. But hey, you know what? Sometimes people want to make a statement with their choices, and I think that's the wrong one, actually. Their women's team flew into Atlanta and took commercial flights to get back to their respective teams there. The men's team also, they're right back to work here on Wednesday. So probably best just to get back to work here right now and get on with the hockey season here on Wednesday. So we'll preview those games tomorrow. We'll get back for the final drive here at the end of the season. A couple injuries came out of the Olympics there as well, but everyone else should be good to go. We'll resume that play tomorrow. All right, let's see who else is here and who's going to join me tonight, and we'll go over some games. We got a big NBA card here, and I want to see it's me and Cal Dog. It's just me and Cal Dog show here tonight. Uh, that's okay. Well, being Cal Dog will bring you a lot of winners here. I'll be flying solo here this evening. So let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see what's going on over at the website. See who did well on Monday. I know we had some undefeated leaders over there today. In fact, it's my cohorts here on the show. That's why I want to go check it out and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and bring that up here right now on the screen and take a look and see who was hot here on. Look at this. So we've got DeAndre up there. He goes 4-0, and Justin Stacks McKelvey goes 2-0-1. So I mean, hey, who needs me? I'm just a measly 6-2. Vegas Al 5-2. Hey, you know what? The guys who do late night shows, they're 11-4 yesterday. That's what you got to look at. And then you got the Night Moves crew with DeAndre and Stacks going 6-0. That's a pretty good leaderboard. There's Jorge. He was 2-1. He was on the morning show this morning with Tony there. You know, you're always going to see Al on some shows as well with Tony over there. Tony went 2-1. You saw Bo there yesterday on the happy hour. He went 2-1. So good job by the guys who are appearing on the shows. Hey, that shows you right there. Right? The guys who are bringing the knowledge here on the shows are having good runs here at Tony's Picks. Over the last 7 days, hey, I'm on top of the handicapper leaderboards. How about that? Up 12 units right now over the last week. Hey, happy about it here. And there again, Vegas Al. So there you go. You join us here midnight Eastern with Vegas Al. Join me here 3 a.m. Eastern with Night Moves. And you'd be rolling in the dough right now. You'd be ready to go here. Let me get to this right now. I just want to cover these other guys though here. You got Nick Lagaretos up there, up over 5 units. Al Ninos up there. Joey Tron. There's DeAndre again. Shane Mickle, Ron Hahn, Hollywood Sam, and Tony T are in the green over the last 7 days. Last 30 days, Nick Lagareto, Stephen Duncan riding strong up there. Hey, I'm up there, 13 units over the last 30 days. Joey Tron, Vegas Al up there as well. You can see how he's been rolling with the dogs there. And Shane Mickle, Al Ninos, Brian Bittler, all in the green over the last 30 days and in 2026 so far. Stephen Duncan been crushing those hockey props. He's ready to get back to action. Nick Lagaretos, great basketball handicapper. Al Ninos up there doing a great job. I'm up there as well. Joey Tron, Brian Bittler in the VIP account in the green here at Tony's Picks. Hey, just want to point out right now, I'm going to show my tennis record here so far this month. I'm 18-7 over the last 30 days with my tennis picks, and I just happen to have a $19 best bet for a match that's coming up here in about a little less than 2 hours. There it is so far, 19-11 in tennis. So I've got my ATP Dubai Tuesday discount best bet coming up here at 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. So why not ride with a hot hand right now and get this pick for Tuesday? It's in one of these closely contested matches. You know, the one thing about that record that I'm showing up there right now is that you aren't going to get any big chalk with me. The biggest chalk I'll lay here on Tony's Picks in a tennis match is $1.40. So you're always going to get the most closely rated matches with me. Really the toughest to pick, the so-called coin flips. And I'm coming in strong with my record right now over at Tony's Picks. Like I said, you check out the tennis here in the last 30 days, they're 18-7. So get my pick right now for this match coming up here at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific, $19 discount. Best bet is profit guaranteed over there at Tony's Picks. If I don't win this pick, you're going to get the $19 right back into your account. You can get another discount best bet with the guys, or if you got 1 or 2 more, you could bundle it up there and get a longer package with me. Why not roll with me right now over at Tony's Picks? I'm one of the hot cappers for sure. So we're going to have a good week here right now because I'm clicking. And just want to go, let me go through the plays here today a little bit because I did open up my college baseball ledger here at Tony's Picks for the season. We're going to have college baseball this year. So, I've torn it up here before. We haven't had college baseball every year here, but we do this year. I mean, we've gotten this site going so strong right now. It really is a smooth interface. If you ever interact, on the website, everything clicks through really well. One of the better multi-capper websites for sure because of the crisp and smoothness really of the interface. And there's my match coming up, but take a look here. I opened up my ledger here with Washington State and Cal Poly under 13 runs yesterday, 13 and a half runs, pretty easy winner, 5-4. Also swept the board there in soccer on Monday here with Udinese and Bologna, total under. Also had the other winners here included in some tennis action with Barchikova over Volinets and also Salik Mateva over Alicia Parks. Comeback match there. And man, Bondar, she had her chances there against Rakhimova, but that's all right. We'll take a good, strong day here to keep this roll going here right now. Also came home with some other winners last night, including Northwestern State over Incarnate Word and the big game of the night, Houston and Kansas. Man, Peterson, 1 minute he's out, 1 minute he's in. I don't even know who to believe anymore, but it didn't matter. He had a great game. Kansas had a great game and won for just the 61st straight time on Monday night. That's a pretty good stat, but I had the under in that one, under 138 final score, 69-56. Kansas really never had it after they pulled away in that matchup between two top 10 programs there at Allen Fieldhouse. So we won with the under in that one. Hey, join us over at Tony's Picks. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. All right, we're going to get into those plays right now and those winners here in just a moment. Hopefully going to give you some winners here on Night Moves. In college basketball, man, is my favorite sport. We're going to do we have had a good run here with all the sports the last couple of weeks, but man, I'd like to have a better day here on some of these. Let's go to the games here on Tuesday night. We'll get right back into the NBA. Oh, some other folks have joined us here. Good. I was feeling me and Cal Dog. It's going to be Teflon Don and Mr. Wesker's got the crew here today. All right. That's what I like to see. 3 people who could bring it home with me here right now on this NBA card. Let's get started with Philadelphia here taking on Indiana. The Indiana, they can't even beat the pace car here on this track. Indiana's totally pulled an El Foldo here, and Philadelphia still with plenty of motivation right now with their postseason plans here. Like I said, they're in good position in 6th place right now in the East, so they're pretty much well clear. I mean, that is, after all, for games ahead of the Hawks here right now. They're playing well enough, it seems like. Yeah, they did have a losing streak here into the first half, but they did bounce back big time last time out with a win over Minnesota. They looked pretty darn good in that game, 135-108. We took them in that game, remember, citing Philadelphia's success as a road dog. Now, look, they're still a good favorite too. They're all 18-13 against the spread as a favorite, 18-8 against the spread on the road. It's just that Indiana, I don't know. I mean, yes, they are looking terrible here right now. What are you going to do, especially these last few games? They just got blown out by Dallas here. Beaten by Dallas 134-130, but they didn't cover the spread, getting 1.5 here. So they are 17-12 against the spread at home. Maybe there's something to it, but it just feels like talking about, the elephant in the room. I mean, you want to say like it's just a talking point that's used too much, but man, the way some of these teams are going out there and performing, Indiana just leading the parade here as far as the tankers all of a sudden, it seems like. The commissioner now has thrown up his hands and says, I'll take you don't like my ideas? I'll take suggestions. What do you think we should do? I think you just turn everybody into free agents and let the biggest teams dominate and let all those little teams just suffer into eternity. All right, Joel Embiid is questionable here in this one. Janai Broom out here with the knee soreness for Indiana. Siakam, he's doubtful. Cam Jones, questionable. Nembhard, questionable. McConnell, questionable. Nesmith, out. Micah Potter is probable. Going to have to use Micah Potter for sure here. That's a lot of guys out, man. You got to think Philadelphia can handle this. I got to take the Sixers in a blowout. I don't see any other way here. Even I'm not going to take a total. I just want to take the Sixers here right now. And it's going to be tough, man. Got to win by double digits here, but jeez. Let's see what we got here right now. Yeah, I think I fired up the wrong channel there, guys. So sorry, Mr. Weskers, if anybody went to the other channel there, I kind of screwed that up. Gonna have to put in some work here at the end of the show. All right, under for Cal Dog here in this one. I mean, if I had to, I guess if I want to, let me at least peek at the total here a little bit with you guys and see. Like I said, I'm just going right straight to Philly. So Philly's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Indiana's gone over in 4 of their last 5. However, 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Philly just 1 and 4. ATS. Coming in their last 5, 1 and 4 straight up as well. Philadelphia 4 and 2 against the spread last 6 versus Indiana. Indiana just 2 and 7 straight up, 2 and 6 against the spread their last 8. Philadelphia's been cold against the spread recently, and while 9 points is sizable, I think fading Indiana's skid is kind of risky here. I think the trend-based edge is kind of moderate, but both teams do trend over, and the pace suggests that it might be playable on the high side here. Actually, I'm not sure. I'll take Philly. All right, Mr. Wesker's on the spread here. All right. Well, we got another clunker here with the Mavericks taking on the Nets. When baseball season starts, we're not going to cover you anymore here. But we've got the Mavs coming in a 1.5 point favorite here. That's a little bit. The send out was around 3.5. Now we know Dallas having even more injury problems than normal, but Brooklyn, I mean, this is a really bad game. A tank bowl here with this one. Both teams kind of Mavs actually won their last game. Of course, I just mentioned it 134 to 130 over Atlanta, but they've been dismal 10 and 16 against the spread on the road, 6 and 11 against the spread as a favorite. But Brooklyn 23 and 29 against the spread as a dog. I will note they are 14 and 13 against the spread at home, although they're just 1 and 4 against the spread in their last 5. Haven't dropped 14 of their last 17. Dallas has dropped 10 of their last 11, just 2 and 5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. For Dallas here, they did win the first meeting between the two teams, 113 to 105. Dallas got the win and cover at home there in that one, but we do know still injury bugs here wreaking havoc in this one. Cooper Flagg is out. Gafford is questionable here right now. Caleb Martin probable. Zaire Williams for Brooklyn is probable. Brooklyn here, kind of a clean bill of health. Actually, in this one, could they? This, to me, it's one of those, hey, if you're not going to win, you got to beat somebody at home here. Brooklyn's lost 4 in a row right now, but Dallas was on a losing streak before that. Brooklyn has consecutive wins and failures against Indiana, Cleveland, OKC, and Atlanta. I'm just going to take the under here in this one. This is going to be certainly a game that's going to be down in the under 220 points here, isn't it? Brooklyn 23 and 29 to the under as a dog. Dallas 11 and 15 to the under on the road. 6 and 11 to the under as a favorite. I will say 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone over, and Brooklyn's actually gone over in 6 straight, but I'm going under. I'm going under here in this one with Dallas and Brooklyn. All right, let's see here. Mr. Weskers is on the Mavs. Thunder and Raptors NBA action here for Tuesday with the Thunder. Look at this line. I mean, in fact, I think Toronto's a favorite by now, aren't they? It might be a pick 'em here. Look, I think they'll be a favorite by the morning. I feel like here with Toronto. Look, okay, calm down because just because San Antonio is getting all this attention right now, Oklahoma City has had a few injuries here of late, right? SGA still out now. Chet is questionable. Caruso questionable here. AJ Mitchell questionable. Jalen Williams is still out. They're on the sidelines rooting for all the guys doing this all the time. Scotty Barnes is back to probable here for Toronto. Jakob Poeltl, he's out of this game, but I don't know. This one sets up. I mean, there's a reason why this line is what it is, right? I mean, Toronto's going to win this game. I would think Toronto. You got to take Toronto here now. If you think that you're getting about as good a bargain as you're going to get on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's not like they've been, you know, losing any games here. I mean, out of the gate here in the second half, they've already covered handily against Brooklyn. They beat Cleveland, of course, but Toronto, same thing. They've looked good here with wins over Chicago and Milwaukee, but did cover, and they've been covering the number here as well. So Toronto been playing great. They've won 4 out of their last 5, covered 5 of their last 6. Oklahoma City 4-1, straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games. Coming into this one, OKC's gone over in 5 of their last 7. This is only the well, they're not quite a dog yet. I'll just dial it back there a little bit. Toronto's gone under in 4 of their last 5. 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams have gone under. They did meet in their other meeting already, and it was Toronto winning, remember, on the road, 103-101 as an 11-point dog back on January 25th. Toronto is 11-23 to the under as a favorite, 12-17 to the under at home. So it's definitely a contrast of tempo, or if you know what I mean. Oklahoma City's an over, Toronto's an under. I think I would expect half-court stretches maybe to keep it below the number. But I'm going to go ahead and take Toronto here. I think I talked them up enough to consider taking them here. But like I said, hey, you're Oklahoma City. You're getting a hot Oklahoma City, and at a price you just never get them at. So that's I'm sure they're going to be mixed support. I might be on an island here. Let me go to the chat. This is the game of the night here material. All right, it's going to be Raptors here for Mr. Wesker. Cal Dog is on the Raptors. Did Cal Dog also go over? Or was that the other game? All right, I'm going on the Raptors here. Look, Oklahoma City's been awesome, but there are definitely pieces missing here. It's built into the line, so maybe there's a little bit of that, but also Toronto. I think it's important, you could call it revenge. We don't have any revenge-minded folks here in the chat tonight, but Oklahoma City won, done pretty well against them. Now, OKC is just 2-4 against the spread their last 6, but they had won several meetings before. They were on a winning streak against Toronto before that last game when Toronto went in and beat Oklahoma City, and they're not without those key players here probably tonight. We know. No SGA. Okay, I'll take the Raptors. Pin this one. Okay, Wizards and Hawks here. We're still talking Hawks basketball. They've got work to do. These are the games they have to keep winning to at least have a chance. You lose these games and you're done. You have to win the games, especially right now where, basically if you're over 500, you're making the playoffs. Right now, Atlanta, the 3 games under 500. So Atlanta has to at least make up here. Probably, a good 6 games in the standings, actually. They're only 3.5 behind Miami here, but it just seems like there is such a line right there at 8. Atlanta's really going to have to turn around. So you have to win these, especially when you're favored here by 13 points. Now, Washington actually has won a couple of games here of late. They did lose last time out to Charlotte, but they did sweep Indiana, remember, back from the all-star break there for Atlanta. Meanwhile, they come in here off of a win over Brooklyn a couple of nights ago. They did cover that one at home, winning by 11 as a 9.5-point favorite. For the Hawks here, Kuminga, very close to a return here for Kuminga. I think just the fact that he's been upgraded to questionable, I don't feel tremendously optimistic, but there is a chance. The talk was just late here tonight that he is very close to a return. So it may be a situation where he's going to go through, early game procedures, and if he's ready to go, he could actually play in this game for Atlanta if it's a big deal to you. I'm glad he's able to get on the court here with this team. For the Wizards here, let's see. Vukcevic is questionable with ham injuries. Champagne's questionable here. Look, he was, looking pretty good, I thought, in that game against Charlotte. D'Lo's still out. Sarr's still out. So Wizards do have some issues here, it feels like, right now with all the personnel. Atlanta just 10-17 against the spread at home, 9-16 against the spread as a favorite, but the Hawks are 10-16 against the spread on the road and 22-30 against the spread as a favorite here. So it's really nobody's role, so to speak, with these two right now. But if you look at the series, Atlanta has won 12 of the last 17 meetings. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Washington's been an over team right now, going over in 8 of their last 10. Atlanta has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games. Both of these teams, the score so far, both games were at Washington, and Washington won one of the games, but the final score was almost identical in both games, 131-116 and 132-113. Now, like I said, they split those games, so I don't know if it matters to you. The last one was won by the Hawks on the road. But if you just look at what the winning team has scored when these two teams have met over the last several meetings, it averages 130 points for the winner in this game. So I got to go over here in this one with the Wizards and the Hawks. 5 of the last 6 over, and it just seems to be an instant replay every time. The winning team scores about 130, and the losing team scores about 115. And it's been like clockwork. Should be a premium, actually, but I feel awkward. You should never, you got to go with your best plays, but you're just like, oh man, I've got to go with the Wizards and the Hawks as my premium. Well, this probably feels like a premium, actually, between the Wizards and the Hawks here, but it's an 11-game card, and, the volatility there's more volatility, even in, you could say, hey, maybe that pattern that I like in this game is very solid no matter how bad these teams are. But you should get more representative finishes from quality teams that maybe are headed to the postseason. They're playing their best players and so on. But okay, Hawks minus 13. It seems like a lot. Nobody's got a pick on this game. Oh no, there we go. Cal Dogs on the Wizards. All right. I don't know if I can do that, but I will take the over here. In fact, I bet if I could have come to terms on which side that I would have liked maybe here that I just not sure yet, I would have gone with that here on the show, and then maybe I would have went with that total over just to give you a little insight into my picks. It's not a strategy, folks. I want to do a show. I want to give you some great picks here as well. Sometimes more information comes through later, and when it comes showtime, I got to make my pick, and that's what I do here on the show. All right, let's go to the next one here with the Knicks taking on the Cavs right now. Look, you could say what you want here, and I know we just said maybe the Thunder and Raptors are the game of the night, but this one, because of the ramifications, I think overall here in the Eastern Conference, these teams are right next to each other, 3 and 4 right now. Knicks are in 3rd place, and the Cavs are in 4th place right now. And you do want to be in 4th if you can, but higher you are, the better. Obviously, get another series at home. Sometimes it doesn't matter with these teams. They just play and, like LeBron. I don't care if I'm the last team in. Got to win one. You usually got to win one on the road anyways, right? But here we go with a really good, solid game, of course, here with the Knicks and the Cavs. The Knicks are coming in here off of a couple of wins over Houston, over Chicago, although they did not cover in those games. And again, here, the Knicks have been such a great cover at home as a favorite, but as a road dog, it's really not a great situation for him. 11-17 against the spread on the road, but you're going up against a team in Cleveland that's been overrated all year. You could say, uh, uh, you might feel sneaky taking Cleveland here in the East because of the popularity of the Knicks, the popularity of the Pistons and the Celtics, and you got to pick one of these four teams, it feels like. But for all the games the Cavaliers have won, they're still just 11-19 against the spread. At home, 17-29 against the spread as a favorite. But they've covered 8 of their last 12. They've won 7 of their last 8 overall. New York just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games against the Cleveland Cavaliers, although the Knicks won the last one, 126-124 at home on Christmas, remember, as a 4.5-point favorite. It was the Cavs that covered the spread on that day. But, man, I just love what the Knicks are doing right now. Let's see what you guys have in this one. They win, but they don't cover, but they're a dog here, man. They've won 12 of their last 15, 1-4 against the spread their last 5. But remember, they're often a favorite, in these games right now. Cavaliers here in off of a loss at Oklahoma City the other day, 121-113. I thought the Cavs were, that was one of those trap games, and Oklahoma City came through with flying colors in that one. Also, Cleveland failed to cover in their game at Charlotte on the road. They actually failed 2 straight. New York's gone under in 12 of its last 17, 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams. Cleveland's gone over in 6 of 9, and 11 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Ugh. It's 232. I mean, it does go under a lot, but how is this game going to go under? I feel like this is going to be a wild high score. Oh, man, I'm a trend guy, too. Let's see what you guys think. Nobody's really liking this game, I don't think, here. Cavs money line or Cal Dog. Okay, wow. See what you guys have in this one, man. I want to maybe I'll just go to the total here. Cal Dog says edge of the Knicks. Mr. Weskers is on the Knicks. I mean, I'm feeling the Knicks here, you guys. I'm feeling it with the Knicks right now. Like I said, they've beaten them each of the last 2 games here, I think, right? Let me see here. What did I say the series is? New York 1-5 ATS, their last 6 against Cleveland. They didn't even cover when they won the last one. Man, Jermaine likes Karl Anthony Towns here, under 1.5 threes and 10 plus rebounds. All right, I'm going to take the New York Knicks in this one. Give me the Knicks here over the Cat. Look, you're going to need these 3 points. I'm going to take the 3.5 points here in this one. I want to take the money line here, but, oh, man. Okay, good one. And Jermaine says he'll be on Cleveland here in this one. Okay, good game. All right. All right, remember, all the Warriors games at this point are pretty much pseudo playoff games. I mean, they've got, the Warriors are going to be under pressure to keep winning here right now in the Western Conference. They are in 8th place, 2.5 games ahead of the Clippers. So, they're 3 games over 500. This is a game that they should be able to win. They obviously are missing their star here. That's going to make it that much more difficult with Curry now out, Melton questionable, Big Al's questionable, Dre is questionable here, KP, he's out right now, Pelicans, PV, he's out, Misi's out, Murphy, he's out here, DeJounte Murray is probable here, and he might be the man in this one. tightly rated game here with Golden State and New Orleans here. Both teams coming in off of a win. Golden State beat Denver, remember, 128 to 118. They're feeling the pressure, and they got the win as a 6.5-point dog. New Orleans looked impressive of beating Philadelphia. We were on them 126 to 111 as a 4-point dog. The Pelicans are 17-13 against the spread at home. Warriors just 11-16 against the spread on the road. I think, it is important for the Warriors. They have the motivation, but do they have the personnel, even against this Pelicans lineup here? Warriors have won 6 straight in this series, but it doesn't feel like we're running the same lineups out there right now. Golden State's just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. New Orleans has lost 9 of 13 and lost 4 of the last 5 straight up to the Warriors here. Golden State's gone over in 4 of its last 5 and 4 of its last 5 on the road. Warriors are 26-13, 8 to the over as a favorite. New Orleans is 19-13 to the over at home. Even though 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone under here, will there be enough enforcement to slow things down in this one? New Orleans gone over in 4 of its last 6. I'm going to take the Pelicans here in this one as my play on night moves, but this total, I will say it's a little bit manageable at 223.5. Golden State owns this series. Like I said, it is a series that's been going under here for the most part, but man, okay, let's see what you got here in this one. Mr. Wesker says Warriors in the favorites role, just dismal, right? I mean, let's see, your Cal Dogs on the over. Got me speechless. All right. And, well, Cal Dog, since they've been in San Francisco, all they've gotten is older, and so this team, they do have to go through some type of transition here and get a little bit younger, but how are you going to do that when you have still one of the best players in the game racking up some age in there for sure? All right, give me the Pelicans here in this one, but I think this one could get a premium here, maybe. Check the late information here, get the injury report a little bit finalized. All right, let's keep it going here in the chat right now, and let's go to the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks here. Man, I remember a game I went to see in Milwaukee, Miami taking on the Bucks, and this is before, when you have to bet offshore and, had to dial like 1-800 numbers to get a lady from Mauritius to talk to you about your bet, not about anything else. I remember going to the game as doing like trade show software, a booth, working the booth. I'd go to the games at night in the different cities, and remember having an extra big bet on the game and end up losing in a heartbreaking fashion on a buzzer beater shot. Man, that was a long time ago. But that's what I think of anytime Milwaukee plays Miami in Milwaukee. Miami comes in here on a 3-game winning streak right now with wins over New Orleans, Atlanta, and Memphis, and covered them all. The Heat have looked good here on the stretch drive, and they've had to look good here. They're probably in. I mean, right now, Heat sitting in 8th place, 3.5 ahead of the Hawks, but they got to keep the pressure on a little bit, and they are favored. Milwaukee, like I said, they have been strong even without Giannis, although they did lay a clunker last time against Toronto. They got beat down there 122-94. Now, it does go back to me like it feels like this is a Heat spot over the Bucks spot. Heat 19-10 against the spread on the road, 17-13 against the spread as a favorite. Milwaukee just 11-14 against the spread at home. Granted, some of those roles are more in the favorite roll. They are 18-16 against the spread as an underdog. Miami is 0-5 against the spread their last 5 games against Milwaukee, but the Heat have won 4 of 5 and covered 5 of their last 6. Milwaukee 6-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 8 overall. 11 of the last 15 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but Milwaukee and Miami have both gone under in 4 of their last 6 games, respectively here. And Milwaukee's 14-20 to the under as a dog. Miami's 13-17 to the under as a favorite. I'm going to take Miami to win this one comfortably on the road against the Bucks here. I think Miami's looking good out of the break here, and they're going to be driving to probably get that number 8 spot in the Eastern Conference. They are battling right now with the Magic and the Heat. All those teams, the 3 teams are very close, 6, 7, and 8. 76ers, Magic, and Heat. I don't think anything has been determined when it comes to those 3 teams, as long as they just play consistent, slightly above 500 basketball. Those are the teams that are going to be in those slots. It's just going to be a matter of which is 6, 7, and 8. Okay, let's go to the chat here in this one. Heat for Cal Dog. Okay, and Mr. Wesker says that the Warriors might have sealed their fate. They've got a very wealthy owner. I mean, they're obviously, cap rules and everything, and that hurts you sometimes. But got Jermaine's got Sadiq Bey. It's the prop action there. All right, I'm taking Miami. All right, next up, the Charlotte Hornets are taking on the Chicago Bulls. Oh, boy. 2 teams going in opposite directions still. Charlotte's lost a couple here, but again, they're the team that everyone expected to kind of do well here in the second half of the season, and they have not disappointed. They have lost a few games here, 3 of their last 5, I think, overall, but they are coming in off of a convincing win over Washington on the road in kind of the same exact scenario, right? They're playing well enough that they should be able to beat the lesser teams in the league right now, and they did just that. They covered 11 points on the road against Washington as kind of a runaway favorite. I mean, I think they opened like 9 in that game. So Charlotte's covered 4 in a row right now. They've won 11 of their last 14 and covered 8 of their last 9 overall. The only loss was a 6-point loss at home to Detroit in that streak. But they are just 3-10 against the spread against the Bulls in the last 13 meetings. But Chicago's lost 9 straight here, covering just once. It was the last game that they won. They played the tough against the Knicks. I mean, they were tied in that game well after the third quarter, and just the Knicks had a little bit too much for them. But I think the Bulls, that was their best. They put forth an effort. That's all you can say, because they've been dismal. 10 of the last 15 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Charlotte's gone under in 11 of their last 16. That's a good sign. Chicago's gone over in 6 of their last 8. But Charlotte here, 19-11 against the spread on the road. 10-6 against the spread as a favorite. Chicago 14-15 against the spread at home. So I'm gonna take the Charlotte Hornets in this one. I liked both side and total, I think, here. Boy, give me Charlotte in this one. I'll lay the points. It's 9 points, so maybe that one should be the show play. But I like the total here as well. But give me the Hornets here to blow out the Bulls in this one. Bulls here, look, they're okay as a dog, but let's see if you have anything with this game. All right. Jermaine, prop here on Portis there. Okay. And let's see, Mr. Wesker's Bulls on the money line. Cal Dog liking the Bulls, take the points. All right, I'll take the Hornets. Hey, I'm having a great time with you guys tonight here on Night Moves. Talking basketball betting here on Tuesday. It's going to be the Oh, the Celtics and the Suns. Hey, good one here. The Celtics got favored on the road here. Winners of three straight, favored by 7. Wins and covers over Chicago, Golden State, and the Lakers. Third game of the road trip here for the Celtics. Out of the break here, wins over the like I said, Golden State and Lakers. Uh, Boston here 19-10 against the spread on the road, but Phoenix 18-12 against the spread at home, 17-13 against the spread as a dog. Phoenix has cooled down for the most part here against the spread of late. They're just 2-5 straight up and 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. They're starting to see that slide that people kind of predicted here. I've kind of been in denial a little bit because I've been so happy with how good they've treated me this year. But Phoenix just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 at home. Boston's won 8 of their last 9 and covered 7 of their last 9 overall. And they've also covered 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Boston's 11-18 to the under on the road and 15-26 to the under as a favorite. They've been going under big time here of late. And you think of these two teams, I know it's 210, but these two teams have not yet met this season. But man, I got to go under. Look, I know 210, that looks scary, but I'd be surprised if the loser might not get to 100 in this game, and I guess it's going to be the Suns, right? I mean, if anything, the score's got to be 107-100 here to stay under right on the line, and I think I prefer the under. Give me the under here in this one. It's going to be right in. I'm going to say, right in there, 107-100. We need Greg Gibson in here. 107-100, I think, could be in that range. I think it's under here with the Celtics and the Suns. All right, let's see what we got here with some plays in this one. Let's see. Well, we had Buzelis there for a prop with Jermaine. Cal Dogs on the Celtics here. And, oh, yeah, maybe we should go over the injuries here. Don't forget. Thank you. Hope I didn't mess up that last game here. But Jaylen Brown, questionable in this one. That's certainly something to note. We did hear those little comments from LeBron. That was pretty funny there. LeBron kind of giving him his props, even though Jaylen Brown made fun of Bronny. And Booker, yeah, he's still out. So that's, my bad. We know he's out. But Goodwin is out here. Grayson Allen, questionable. And we're not gonna mention Brooks here for until he's ready to get close to his return. He's on the long-term injury list. And for me in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and take the under. All right, the Magic are gonna take on. Let me make sure I got these times right. Actually, I think they flip-flop these. Let me. This game is. They moved up the Minnesota-Portland game, but I'll just keep it here in case we got the camera rolling for the individual videos. The Magic are going to take on the Lakers. This one, I believe, is at a time change actually here at 10:40 Eastern, 7:40 Pacific. Here, I think originally might have been scheduled as the TV game or something. But anyways, Lakers come in here off of a loss last time out. Lakers fell to Boston, of course, and fell under all that criticism on Pat Riley night, was showing no heart against the Celtics. And not only that, nobody wore a tie. And that made the dapper Pat Riley, who, when I had hair, it kind of looked like Pat Riley. And 111-89. They got crushed by 22 points in that game. But here you got the Lakers back playing Orlando now. They're favored by 5. Orlando beat the Clippers the other night, 111-109. Pretty nice win there for Orlando. We talked about the pressure really on them here in the playoff hunt. They're clear too. They're battling with those 3 teams, but none of these teams can afford a losing streak right now in case Atlanta or the Hornets get hot. Maybe the Bucks. But for the Lakers here, look, they're obviously a little more comfortable sitting in 5th place. They can still catch Nuggets or Rockets, although it feels like they're teetering on, LeBron. He'd probably prefer fifth place. Got him right where you want him. But I don't know. I just feel like this is more Lakers spot. Let's see what you guys have maybe in the chat. Maybe I can go to the total in this one with the Lakers. I do like the total here, but for Orlando, they've actually covered 5 straight games against the Lakers overall. They've won 5 of their last 7 and covered 3 in a row. They've gone 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. Lakers here 1-4 ATS in their last 5, 2-4 against the spread their last 6 games at home. Actually, the only cover they had in the last 5 games was the win over Dallas, 124-104 is a 6.5 point favorite. Lakers are just 1-7 against the spread their last 8 games when playing the Orlando Magic at home. These two teams have not yet met this season. Lakers are still 21-12 against the spread as a favorite, and Orlando is just 11-17 against the spread on the road. Let's see how you play this one. Lakers 18-9 to the over at home. Orlando 10-7 to the over as a dog. Orlando's gone over in 5 of its last 7 games. Right. Here we go with hey, you want to say hello and welcome to Raiden Noob in the chat. Could be Raiden Noob, but I'm going to say it's Raiden Noob here. Where do we get injury status? Any website for faster info? Man, that's a great question. Everyone feels like everyone has their own. I get kind of made fun of here because I try to pay for the fastest injuries, and sometimes I'm not even the fastest. But I don't know. I do like as far as the free products are concerned. I know a lot of people go to RotoWire, but if you go to Roto Grinders and check out the Situation Room injury report, I think the one thing that's cool about that I like to sometimes I read it off right here on the show, because it'll say, like, for example, for Joel Embiid, it says he's questionable with knee and shin, and then it says if he's out, Drummond and Bona handle center. You got another one, Denny Avila here, back injury, and it says big usage bump for other main starter. I mean, it comes from a fantasy perspective, but I also like the fact that, the props sometimes aren't fully in line as well. So, Jaylen Brown, questionable with a knee injury, big usage bump for White, Hauser, and Pritchard, and the other top wings. So I like that Roto Grinders. I think that's my favorite to read because I think it gives a more in-depth analysis. All right, Magic against the spread here for Mr. Whiskers. Magic in the points for Cal Dog. Marcus Smart over 4 for Jermaine. More Marcus Smart here. Okay, great, Raiden Dub. Yeah, you know what? You just got to go with the one that you end up trusting, I think, is what it does. We're pretty good here, but sometimes I forget. Yeah, and I think Mr. Westford, he says one thing he says in here with that is that, my thing is always, hey, it's built into the line, and everyone else probably should react to the same 2 injuries for the most part. But again, I think maybe the theme on our show here is kind of playing the spots, the human algorithm, the teams that are playing road trips or, teams that don't fare well in certain roles or against one another or something like that. I think that's what you're trying to do, right? You're looking for that type of edge that you think you have over the market makers if you're going to be kind of a market taker. Well, like I might be here. All right, we're reacting here, and I got to come on and do a show at 3 a.m. Eastern, whether I like the line or not. But hopefully we're going to have some great winners here tonight. All right, what did I do? Magic and Lakers in this. I'm going to take the Lakers. I'm going to take the Lakers here. It does seem like, to me, these are the games it feels like they're winning, right? I mean, sometimes they are a frustrating team, no doubt about it. And Orlando has actually won the last 3 meetings against the Lakers, all as short underdogs. 2 of those games were in Orlando. Like I said, the teams have not yet met this season. Okay, I'm going to take the Lakers to do it in this one, though. Orlando, this is a fourth road game of this trip coming out of the All-Star break. No problem. They've covered them all so far. They've won 2 of them. Like I said, they're in have to win mode. The Lakers, and they're going to make the playoffs, but I'm going to take them here. Okay, and now the Timberwolves are taking on the Blazers. Now, this one's actually at 10:10 Eastern, 7:10 Pacific here with Minnesota laying 5.5 here. Total 235.5. Feels like this one's kind of moved in the direction of Minnesota here, actually. Coming in. Hey, Minnesota's been looking pretty great out there. Yeah, they did lose last time out to Philadelphia, but again, it probably wasn't the best role for them here. They are on the road here for the first time in quite a while, where they're not that great. 19-28 against the spread as a favorite, 12-15 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Portland, 19-15 against the spread as an underdog, 17-13 against the spread at home, but injuries abound here. I just read to you that information about Denny Avila here, and Portland has their backs to the wall. I mean, they're 2.5 games back of Golden State. Like I said, it feels like it's a race between Golden State and the Clippers, but I don't want to keep Golden State out of it. I mean, Portland out of it. They're actually half a game ahead of the Clippers right now, and they're in their best position. But man, Denny Avila, talk about injuries. Look, there are some players that I don't know, they kind of defy, right? Denny Avila is a kind of the under the radar player that you need to know if he is out of this game, by the way. But unlike someone, if it's some superstar player that affects the line, and I think sometimes Avila does affect the line, but anyway, Portland's a favorite here by 5.5. Shaden Sharp is also out of this game here, so let's see how you have it here between Minnesota and Portland. Look, Minnesota, if this were a playoff game, right? I mean, Minnesota would be a huge favorite in this game. And I still think they're probably good enough to get this number, but let me hear from you in the chat. Maybe I should just stick with the total in this one right now. And look, I mean, like I said, trend-wise, it does seem to shape up for Portland. They're good as a home dog, and Minnesota's not good as a road favorite. Portland's gone over here right now in 9 of their last 10 games. Coming into this one, 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but I don't know about that in this one. 235.5. Portland's gone over in 8 of their last 9. Minnesota's gone over in 7 of their last 10. Jeez. This one's a tough one for me. Let's see what you got. I'm going more with the eye test. I kind of want to go under here. And I'm big on the trends, but let's see what you got. Yeah. Well, you know what? I would wear let's see, here's Timberwolves for Cal Dog. I would wear a suit and a tie, but only if we drew more viewers. Call me okay. Let's see. Jermaine Antober. He's averaged 34 points his last 10 away games. He's gone over in his 28.5 and 8 of his last 10 and averaging 33. Man, that's great. Think Ant might have a big game here. I kind of want to. All right, I'm going to buck all these trends. I'm going to go with the under in this one between Minnesota and Portland. I think it's a pretty big game, especially for Portland right now. They are 2.5 games out of the playoff position. Timberwolves are probably in pretty good shape here. They're well clear here, but I'll take the under. I'm going to buck these trends, believe it or not, in this one. All right, that's it for the NBA. Thanks to the chat. We've got some great games in college basketball, and we're going to take a look at those here now. I think we've got 8 games to look at here on the college card here on Tuesday night. And I think we got just mostly good tilts for sure. Some bubble action here a little bit, and also a little bit to do with the conference titles, maybe a little bit here. Let's start with St. Louis taking on Dayton here. We know St. Louis is probably going to win this conference here, but again, they're going to have to win the conference tournament, it looks like. And Dayton always poses a great challenge at home. We know that. Dayton's actually won 3 straight. They're 18-9 overall. I mean, if any team is going to stop St. Louis and hand them a loss here, we know they did lose to Rhode Island there a couple games ago, but they've still been dynamite here this season. Dayton with consecutive wins and covers over Davidson, Mason, and Duquesne here right now. They're playing well here, and it makes you feel like, well, maybe, just maybe, that we could see, possible upset. Could they cover? Or maybe St. Louis. And look, if you look at the spread wise here, you've got St. Louis up 15-9 against the spread as a favorite. Dayton's 12-15 ATS overall. Hasn't been their best situation. I will say this though, you see St. Louis. We know how good they are offensively. I mean, they're practically a top 5 field goal team. They're a great offensive rebounding team, top 10, nearly top 5 in scoring. It's just that 42 of the last 45 night games in conference for at Dayton here have had fewer points than this 156. In fact, it's been under 151 in 42 of the last 45 home games at night against conference opponents. I know those are a little bit tricky. I don't try to get too into the SDQL, but that one does stand out. Still, this total's moved, I think, a little bit higher here. And right now, I'm showing it at St. Louis minus 4.5 and 157. So it's gone up just a little bit here. And like I said, maybe Dayton is taking the action right now. And I don't know, if anything, maybe it's giving a little bit of a discount for St. Louis backers here. What do you think in this one? Let's go. We might go to the chat, see what we got here with these two on Tuesday night with St. Louis on the road here, taking on the Dayton Flyers. Will Dayton be, who's gonna be playing in Dayton? That's what we want to know. All right, St. Louis comes in here having won, I think, 19 of their last 20. They're just 1-4 straight up their last 5 against Dayton, but this is a special St. Louis team. St. Louis is 4-1-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Dayton just 3-6 ATS in their last 9 overall, but they've won 4 of their last 5 coming into this one. Like I said, they've covered the 3 straight games. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but feels like the Sharps are pushing this one higher. When these two teams met last month, it was 102-71. St. Louis rocked them at home as a 9.5-point favorite, putting up 102 points on them. Dayton's gone under in 10 of their last 15. St. Louis has gone under in 8 of their last 11, but that was no under, was it? All right, let's see what you've got here with St. Louis taking on Dayton. If anything in the chat, yeah, we got something here. All right. St. Louis for Cal Dog. And let's see, St. Louis whacked them last time. Mr. Weskers is on St. Louis. Are we getting a St. Louis discount here right now? All right. For me, I'm gonna go. I'll bite. I'm gonna go with the under here. I'm gonna go with that long-term trend a little bit. Say that Dayton will look. They could still, harass them here at home. I hope they don't give up 100. It was only 2 seasons ago. Dayton was putting up 100 at St. Louis. All right, so Dayton 6-11 to the under at home, although they're 5-2 to the over as an underdog. I'm going to go under here in this one. Okay, NC State taking on Virginia here. This one, another one. You go to the SDQL, and you got an outrageous statistic here with the old SDQL in the matchup between NC State and Virginia. Look, we know Virginia was classic for years. One of the classic slow down teams, take all the time off the shot clock, zoning it up down there. Well, each of Virginia's last 100 night games at home have never scored over 152 points. So 100 straight night games at this arena, it's never gone over 152 points. Here it's 152 and a half on the total. You got a 50-50 chance. So what do you think? Is this going to be the one? Now, look, you got to consider it, right? I mean, it's not like there's a Virginia of old, and you do have, I don't know, these teams aren't like total over teams, though, either. But Virginia's so hot right now. They're winning every game, but they don't cover. So it's a close game, right? What do close games do? Do they stay under or they go over? I think they stay under, but Virginia, despite having this, winning streak here, they're never covering the spread hardly in any of these games. Virginia comes in here right now 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 overall, but they've won 9 of their last 10 games. 13-1 straight up at home, 9-8 against the spread at home. So they just have trouble getting the number. And NC State, obviously they played pretty well. They're 6-2 straight up on the road, 1-2 straight up as an underdog, and against the spread, 1-2 against the spread as an underdog. North Carolina State's 7-2, like I said, 7-2 straight up, 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. So usually they're not covering when they're a favorite. NC State's lost 13 last 18 meetings between these two teams. Virginia wins but doesn't cover. NC State wins but they don't cover, but they're getting the points. What do you do? 13 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone under, which is interesting considering what I said about the 100 consecutive games with night games with 152 points or less here at JP. So let's see what you have here. And is that enough? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take the under and figure, well, you know what? If it goes over, it'll be a great game here. Give me the under. I'm a sucker for the crazy stat like that. All right, these two teams did meet last month, 76-71. The total was 152 on that day as well. It went for 137 points. So did last year's two games, almost exactly the same. In last season, 70-67 Virginia. The year before that, 73-65. It's always been under, but again, we're dealing with something completely different here with these teams. Okay, Virginia for Mr. Westers, NC State for Cal Dog, and I'm going to take the under. I'll be that guy. West Virginia takes on Oklahoma State here in this one. Look, these guys are included right now mostly because of West Virginia's status. They're in the next 4 out category in the current ESPN bracketology. That means basically they're 8 spots away from making the field. They need to win. They need to win games like this for sure. This would go a long way to win a game on the road here in a close to a toss-up game anyway. Both teams come in 16-11, but it's Oklahoma State that's in an extended losing streak. West Virginia has lost 2 in a row right now to TCU and to Utah. Pretty weak efforts actually there. They've had their woes. They are 6-5. ATS is an underdog, but Oklahoma State just 11-16 against the spread overall, 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 as they've been going the wrong way. They're 6-11 against the spread at home, although 6-5 against the spread as a favorite. Let's see what you have here in this one with West Virginia taking on Oklahoma State. in this one. Oklahoma State's gone under in 8 of their last 10. West Virginia's gone under in 10 of their last 11. And also, they've gone under in 6 of their last 7 on the road. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under as well. Although, I will say another kind of a contrasting information here, kind of the same thing as last game. The last 17 Oklahoma State home games have all had over 150 points. So you have two teams that are, going under here solidly right now, especially West Virginia. They're 8-19 to the under overall, 1-9 to the under in their last 10. Although Oklahoma State 10-7 to the over at home, 7-4 to the over as a favorite. Really tough, intersecting zeros there. I know I don't use the term right there, but that's pretty wild. These two teams have not yet met this season. Let's see what you have in the chat here. West Virginia and Oklahoma State. West Virginia just 2-6 ATS in their last 8 games, 2-4 straight up in their last 6 games overall. All right, just one comment in the chat maybe here. It's going to be Cal Dog on Oklahoma State on the money line. All right. Well, I got to make my call on this one. This one's a really hits hard there. I think right at the intersection of over and under. All right. I'm going to take Oklahoma State here. Get this one at home. Give me the Cowboys over West Virginia. Next up, Auburn takes on OU. College basketball action here for Tuesday night. Going down here, the SEC, Auburn here favored by 1.5. Total 159. Auburn comes in 15-12. Oklahoma 13-14 here right now. But for Auburn, they are the last 4 buys in, so they are likely to skip the first 4 round, but that's where they stand right now, just ahead of that. Remember, you don't get in on, there's only 2 chances to get in on some of those, remember, because the higher seed games, remember there's 2 of the higher seed games and then 2 of the, auto bid teams from those weak conferences have to play that other game. So that's what makes that so important right now. But they're right now in the last 4 buys category, talking about the Auburn Tigers. But they've come in here off of a win. Before that, they were on a losing streak, but they beat Kentucky 75-74 at home. They did not cover. They're just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. But Oklahoma just 9-18 against the spread overall, 4-10 against the spread as an underdog. They haven't been any good either, and they're going to be on the outside looking in this. Let's they get it going. For OU here, they've lost 11 of their last 13 overall, 1-5 straight up in their last 6 at home, 2-5 against the spread in their last 7. Auburn comes in here 1-5 straight up, 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 games. Even when they win, they can't cover. Oklahoma at least has wins here recently over Georgia and Vanderbilt. They beat somebody anyway. So let's see what you have here in this one with Auburn and Oklahoma. Again, those 2 wins though were all the only wins that Oklahoma's had in the last 11 games. But those aren't terrible wins. I remember as against Vanderbilt, they were 11-point dogs, but they just got blown out by Tennessee. They got beat by Texas A&M at home. Cal Dog, he likes the under here in this one with Auburn and Oklahoma. Auburn's gone under in 7 of their last 10 overall, 4 of their last 5 on the road. Oklahoma's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. I've got Oklahoma. Taking Oklahoma to win this one. Give me the Sooners at home. All right, we're making good progress here on a great college basketball card. And like I said, I'm picking games where teams are fighting for their tournament lives uh, in a lot of these games. How about Arizona State at TCU? Right now, TCU, they are the first team out right now in the bracketology here. Basically sitting number 69 in the field. Remember, there's auto bids, right? And there's then all the way to the 68 team field. This is probably number 69 right here with uh, TCU. So every game's important for them. Every game's a tournament game pretty much, especially when you're favored. You can't afford to lose games like this or you'll be slip sliding away. You've got to move up right now if you're TCU. They're favored here by 6.5. The total in this one, 149.5. TCU has played well here of late. They're coming in off of a win over West Virginia, 16-54. We were on the under in that game. Did lose at UCF, but had a road win at Oklahoma State, beat Iowa State at home, beat Kansas State, of course. But TCU is just 5-10 against the spread as a favorite. Arizona State's 12-5 against the spread as an underdog. Arizona State 17-10 against the spread this season. They're coming in off of a loss to Baylor, but they got the money on the road. 73-68 is an 8-point dog. Before that, home wins over Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. They lost at Colorado, but did beat Utah on the road. ASU is 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games overall. TCU's 5-10 to the under as a favorite coming into this one. TCU's gone under in 4 of their last 6 overall. Arizona State's gone under in 7 straight games. I got to go under in this one. Arizona State just 1-7 straight up in their last 8 on the road, but they've covered 7 of their last 8 overall right now. Have Arizona State. So, man, they're looking okay. I'm going to take the under, though, in this one. Look, these TCU games at home in conference play, they just almost going with the eye test a little bit. 10 of their last 11 home night games against conference opponents have gone well under this number. So give me the under here in this one with ASU and TCU on Tuesday night. Arizona State for Cal Dog. Mr. Wesker's no fan of TCU. All right, we're back here in the SEC right now with Tennessee taking on Missouri. Now, Missouri, they're in the last 4 in right now. They are in the field here, but just barely. They can't afford really to slip up here. They are at home. I say slip up, so sometimes you can lose these games like one to Tennessee here, but it would sure help if they could win this game. That would really help solidify because Tennessee's, they're in. Ranked 22nd here right now, 4-game winning streak, 20-7 overall for the Vols. Wins over Mississippi State, LSU, OU, and Vandy, covering 3 of those games. Tennessee, not a great cover, but they've covered 6 of their last 10. They're 12-15 ATS overall, but so is Missouri. Missouri 7-10 against the spread at home, but 6-5 ATS. As an underdog, might look more to the series history between these two with such thin margins there. See what you have here in this one. UT taking on Missouri here on Tuesday night. These two teams have not yet met this season, but Tennessee did win the meeting last year, 85-81 at home as a 9.5-point favorite. Tennessee's won 8 of their last 9. They've covered 5 of their last 7 overall, but are just 1-5 against the spread. Their last 6 against the Tigers. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Missouri's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming in, and each of the last 10 games, Missouri at home in conference play has been over this total. I'm going to take Missouri in this one to defeat Tennessee here. I'll take the points here for sure, but maybe I'm looking this one maybe to go over here. Tennessee is 11-7 to the over as a favorite. Let's go to the chat here in this one and see what you have. Only me, it's a Ramon and Cal Dog show here tonight. Oh, there's Mr. Westers also. So both, oh boy, they're on. You guys are on Tennessee. All right, you got me. Maybe I should have went with the total. All right, well, I'm already on Missouri, I guess. But you guys like Tennessee, got to respect that. Hey, I mean, look, Tennessee's been, like I said, Missouri's fighting for their tournament lives here. It feels like Tennessee's going to the tournament here. So I think for one, not saying that the game is not important, and for a team like Tennessee, it certainly is important right now. But there's still 2 games behind the Florida Gators. There's 4 games here left to play right now in conference play, so still would take a lot of work here, and just want to make sure everything's cool. All right. Got a couple. I think got a couple more here right now. Let's go to. Oh, hey, we got. Look at this one. USC and UCLA. Now, right now, both these teams are in the last 4 in category. In fact, these 2 teams might be numbers 67 and 68 here right now in the tournament field. And not that they've put, you know how they'll match them up, but I mean, where they'll put them in, I think I know, but still, between the automatic bids and how it all shakes down right now, these 2 teams, that's what makes this game so important. Now, if UCLA wins, it's not going to hurt USC that much. They might drop out here for a while, but if they, win the games they're supposed to win, maybe get an upset here in their last couple of games. Here, I can look at the standings here. I mean, the schedule here a little bit. It's getting that close. Anyway, so let's see. USC is expected to lose, so they have games left against Nebraska at home, Washington on the road, and UCLA at home. Wow. Well, they're going to have to win one of those games. They're going to have to win one for sure. They might, if they win 2, they're in. If they win 1, I don't know, because they're underdogs in all 4 of those games for sure. Talking about the USC Trojans. Okay, but let's look at it from this perspective here against UCLA. USC has lost 3 straight. That hasn't helped. Losses to Ohio State, Illinois, and Oregon. Yeah, not hard, not easy, but you can't be losing Oregon at home right now. That's what's put them in jeopardy. Meanwhile, UCLA got that win over Illinois. That was key. Before that, they lost those games in their trip to Michigan. USC is 6-3 against the spread as an underdog. UCLA, they're okay in this role. I mean, 9-8 here, mostly at home as a favorite. Let's see what you got here in this one. USC, UCLA, important game, big game here. One of these teams might not go. Both these might not go, but let's see what you got here. USC has lost 6 of their last 8 meetings to the Bruins. USC is 4-1 against the spread their last 5 on the road, but 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 overall. UCLA has covered just 2 of their last 6 coming in. They've also won 8 of their last 12 overall. 9 of the last 13 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. I mean, when I think of this series, I totally think under. That's for sure. Not only have 8 of the last 9 meetings between these 2 teams gone under, like it just I'm sorry, 9 of the last 13 have gone under, but 8 of the last 9 meetings have been under 143 points or less. So I got to take the under here in this one with USC and UCLA here on Night Moves. Give me the under in this one. These two teams that have not yet met this season, they did go for 153 here in Pauley last year, and the game at USC also went over last year. So both games did go over last year. All right. It's Mr. Weskers on USC. Cal Dog said UCLA used all their magic against Illinois, or was it their magnets? All right, let's go to one more here. Let's go to the Mountain West. For this one, we're looking at them. Basically, we're looking at it from the New Mexico Lobo perspective. They are in the first four out here right now. So San Diego State, those teams are kind of right next to each other. I mentioned TCU, they're probably number 69. Well, San Diego State and New Mexico are right there, right next to each other. Conference foes at 70 and 71 here right now. So this is bigger for New Mexico, Nevada, probably NIT bound, but Nevada's still 18 and 9 right now, coming off a win. New Mexico's got a lot of momentum with my man Shot Fake Jake doing his thing right now. Man, Jake Hall's been the man here, averaging 16 points per game. New Mexico's won 3 straight. They didn't cover last time against Fresno, but they were on the road. They got it done thanks to Jake. Before that, they covered against Grand Canyon on the road and Air Force. So New Mexico's doing a pretty decent job, it feels like, here down the stretch. I think they win this one at Nevada. I might be homering it up with my man Jake Hall. Nevada's been a pretty good cover, 8-4 against the spread as an underdog, 6-3-1 against the spread in their last 10 games overall here, but I'm going to take New Mexico in this one to win it on the road. New Mexico's 12-6 against the spread in their last 18. They've won 16 of 20. Nevada's won 14 of 20 and gone 9-3 against the spread in their last 12. New Mexico's gone over in 9 of their last 12 games. Nevada's gone over in 7 of their last 10, and 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I mean, these are this one's going to this one feels like it's going to have 180 points. Or, well, let's not get carried away. I'll say 160. But I'll take New Mexico as my pick. New Mexico here. Are they 1.5 or are they higher than 1.5? 1.5? There's even some pick'ems out there right now. I'm going to go with New Mexico in this one. All right, and Cal Dog says he's taking New Mexico. He's still holding the grudge against Nevada here, probably for that. Well, I'd be because of that game against San Diego State. I mean, I can't believe San Diego State beat them. I hate Tim M's here. That's it. Tim, sorry, Tim. Show's over. That's it for college basketball there. Look, real good card here there, huh? Going to be a great sports betting Tuesday. And hey, let's keep it up over at Tony's Picks. Hey, I'm your hot capper right now. There's some other hot cappers over there, but let's head on over to Tony's Picks here real quick and take a look at those handicapper leaderboards, see who's hot. Like I said, I've got a tennis match here coming up in 30 minutes over there right now. Let me bring it up here real quick. For tonight, I'm going to go with more tennis here because I'm hot right now on the hard courts. I'm 18-7 here over the last 30 days, and right now I've got a $19 discount best bet right up there at Tony's Picks. These are my high-end boutique picks right here at Tony's Picks. You know, you see me on some other channels making some doing some other shows, but just know that I come here to put in my absolute best plays of the day right here at Tony's Picks. These are the ones you want to put the most money on, to be honest with you. I mean, that's why you're talking about the cost, and really what you're paying for is the cost of my research going in here to produce these shows and to get great stats and information out to you. And this is how I hopefully will reward you if you join me today with the discount best bet. If I don't win, you're going to get those credits back to your account. You can go with someone else's discount best bet, and hopefully they'll get you back going hot. But right now I'm hot over at Tony's Picks. So click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Take a look at my numbers here. Up nearly 4 units the last 24 hours, up 12 units last 7 days, last 30 days, up 13 units, up 10.67 units here so far this season. Take a look at the last 30 days in tennis. I'm 18-7 up. You're gonna need a 10.99 the way we're winning with these tennis picks. I'm up 10.99 units. They're also soccer 17-9 here right now. NBA 6-3. Won my first college basketball. NHL's about to fire up. I'm basically clicking on all the best sports right now at this time of year. So join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Why not ride with me right now for 1 week here with my weekly All Sports Premium Pass for just $149? Gonna get some great picks, man. I'm coming at you every day here right now with between 7 and 10 picks here, even more on the weekends. Went 3-2 on the UFC card. You know we're going to be going here from Mexico this week. So join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyChi at checkout. Save 15% off all those premium pick packages, including mine, including the gang. Remember what I said. You look at the handicapper leaderboards and look who is hot. I mean, yes, I'm up there, but DeAndre's up there, Alessandro's up there, Stacks is up there. These are the guys that are keeping you with the great picks every day here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. So check us out at Tony's Picks and the YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut. That's going to do it here for Night Moves. There's some other great sports. I'm going to be coming at you with some tennis, of course, some soccer tomorrow. We have more UEFA Champions League, second round knockout action. Club Brugge taking on Atletico Madrid, Bodo Glimt and Inter Milan, Karabag and Newcastle, Olympiacos and Leverkusen. So a big day coming on Tuesday in soccer, and I'll be rolling in that action as well. All right, that's going to do it here for Night Moves. Really appreciate it. Thanks again to everybody in the chat today for helping me along with the picks. I think we got a great card here. See you back here tomorrow. We'll get ready. Hey, get ready for your NHL handicap tomorrow as well. We're back in action in the National Hockey League. So for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.